All right, our Sam Rubin here with a special guest.
Indeed, Lou and Rick, good morning to you both. It is the childhood dream every kid dreams of growing up. How about growing up in Disneyland? That's not just a title, it was a reality for our guest. We want to say good morning to author DeFore. His father was actor DeFore, a name and image you might recognize. And we say welcome to KTLA, or should we say welcome back to KTLA?
Yeah, I started my career here. This is just awesome being here.
Yeah.
And when you say you started your career here doing what?
Well, I started in the mailroom, but very quickly went through several different positions and ultimately became the associate director of the Steve Allen Show, which was shot right here on Stage 6.
Isn't it crazy, the incarnations that all these stages have gone through? It really is something.
This is full circle now for me.
This book, Growing Up in Disneyland, talks about, you know, I think sometimes we all think, oh gosh, if only one of my parents was really famous. Your father was really famous.
He was. He has a star on Hollywood Boulevard. He was best known for, you know, the Hazel series and Ozzie and Harriet. The book's title, Growing Up in Disneyland, is a metaphor for my life growing up in a celebrity family. But as you said, he was the only person to own a concession inside of Disneyland.
We're going to look here at a clip from Hazel, and you'll recognize our guest dad.
Thank you, Hazel.
Come on, Mr. B.
Hazel, I have some very important work to finish.
Come on, Mr. B. You'll be getting one of them colds of yours.
All right. I'll smother in this thing.
You know, there's a lot of colds going around this year.
What's this?
An ounce of prevention. Come on, Mr. B.
Now, I don't want an ounce of prevention, not even a half an ounce. I feel fine. At least I did until you came in and started playing Florence Nightingale.
And you tell me, is that a lot of performance, or was that kind of just the way he was?
My dad was very much like, but not exactly like that. And what you see in the Hazel series is similar to Ozzie and Harriet. The chemistry between the actors was just unbelievable. You know, you can't create, it just happened, and that's why so many fans still enjoy watching, particularly the Hazel series is run on cable now.
Yeah, no question about that. Did you ever visit the set?
Oh, yeah, sure. I visited the set, both sets, Hazel and Ozzie and Harriet, and many of the films. My dad was in more than 35 feature films, co-starred with...
Rock Hudson?
Oh, Rock Hudson, Ronald Reagan, John Wayne. He was in Jerry Lewis and Dean Martin's first picture and Doris Day's first picture.
You make reference to former President Reagan. Here is a clip of the two gents together.
Now, look here. You made her cry, and I'm not going to stand for it.
What are you going to do besides making this grandstand play for her to hear?
Oh, brother, you've really had too much.
You are a cat.
A cat? I thought you said I was a sea lion.
You are a cat, and I am a blackbird.
So you're a blackbird. All right, little birdie, fly away and sober up.
Oh, that's great.
Pretty cool.
How did your father secure a concession inside Disneyland?
Well, he was very good friends with Walt Disney, and one of the little-known facts about my dad is he was president of the Academy of Television Arts and Sciences for 2 years in a row. In his first year in 1954, he was the first president to be able to sell the first national broadcast of the Emmy Awards. And Walt wanted to meet the guy that was able to do that. So we wound up, the family wound up being in the opening day parade, and then a year and a half later, he was offered some space that was open in Frontierland.
Wow, and that restaurant was called, or?
It was called DeFore's Silver Banjo Barbecue. Again, the only concession to bear the name of a living person. We had it for 5 years. And then after that, Walt wanted to own everything.
And did you find you spent, you know, an inordinate amount of time in Disney?
Oh,
what a great place to be. Here's the title.
If I can shamelessly
plug
Go
ahead,
my book.
yes.
One of the chapters in here is called Gee, Do We Have to Go to Disneyland?
Again.
That's cool.
And this is why certain people don't like this book, because we tell stories of what kids might do if they got completely bored of all the attractions.
And remember your way. It's you full life, very full career. What prompted you to write the book now?
Well, I was pretty busy, and ultimately I had over 20 careers, and that's part of the last half of the book is my story and my path. But ultimately, I formed a public relations firm with 2 other people in Washington, D.C., and was very busy doing that. And it wasn't until a couple of years ago it just dawned on me. I thought, I've got the time, and that was the secret, is having the time. And what's really neat is that I didn't have to write most of the stuff about my dad's productions before I was born in 1950. On my computer, over 30 years, I had his memoirs that were never published.
Wow.
So the very first half of the book is actually in my dad's words.
Wow,
That is
that's
so cool.
remarkable.
This must have been very therapeutic for you.
Don't get me started.
Yeah.
You have an opportunity to meet Ron tomorrow. It's at Book Monster on Santa Monica Boulevard. Event taking place from 1 to 7 p.m. Bookmonsters.com or 424-238-8576. There's a website. I was looking at the videos on the website, growingupindisneyland.com, and of course, DeFore.net and the hashtag there as well. Ron, really good to see you this morning. Welcome back to KTLA.
Oh, thank you. This was
And
good.
congratulations on the book.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Ron.
Fascinating.